Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing all right. I think the lighting's okay, but you know how we do it with this little makeshift run of the mill. But I put them together. Thank you. My numbers are going up. Like, share, subscribe. I don't usually do all the promotion and everything, but I want to thank the new people that come in here and are supporting me. So with that being said, I got Unique Mecca in there, Crips, Bloods, Italian Mafia, and Codes. I was watching a video, and maybe I bashed Unique Mecca, but because of some music or something I sent and he didn't send it back. I don't really care about the music, Unique Mecca. I've been watching him a little more here and there, but I was pissed off at him, and but I might not like him that much, but I do respect him. Kind of crazy, but respect the hustle. The guy did a lot of time. I talked a lot of shit about him, but that's that. But he was talking about the codes, the moral codes, the principles of conduct and everything else. And he was telling a story about there was a problem with one of the guys, and they were going to war against another, just like the same thing in mob families. You got conflict or somebody, the guy in your crime family, just say the Colombos, your guy was wrong. And now you got to deal with another family. Well, just like in prison, like Mecca's saying, that how do you handle it in certain ways? Let them just go bust it up with their fists, or now you're getting other larger numbers involved, and then it turns into more consequences. But I found it interesting that like I was running around and guys were messing up. I messed up twice, and against our own family, that my own organization, which I verbally said something that I shouldn't have said because I didn't have the clout to roll like that. And if you're not a made member in the Mafia and you talk a little shit, that's it for you. But I had a godfather that was an enforcer for different families, and that kind of saved me. So I got blessed and had a guardian angel. But and at certain occasions, I would be on the spot with other crime families from different geographic or whatever. I'd be right there mingling. It wasn't always war. There's things that happen that get dealt with. But what Unique Mecca was talking about, in the Crips and the Bloods, and I did the story about when I was on the West Side and my experiences. Check out the other videos I have. I don't want to go too far off the road here, but it was very interesting when I was watching Unique Mecca talk about, there's the street code, they have their prison code, and you have to follow it. You have to follow it. Because the homie that you're rolling with, or your Goomba in Italian, Goombadi, they're not your little buddy anymore. They're ready to do some violence on you. And it was interesting that I just saw the similarities. And I'm sure that in prison environment that Mecca was in for 30 something years is, there ain't nowhere to run and hide in the prison. But I mean, and in the Mafia, it's like, people could have your address and everything else. You're still a target, but it's the Mafia. They whack people in their own family, of course. They whack because of certain codes. codes and rules and principles that it goes way back to Italy and all that old gangster omerta and all that. They don't mess around. Don't join up. Don't join up if you can't follow the rules. You can't be playing afterwards like, oh, geez, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like me, I didn't know that I could tell a guy that's a made man and I wasn't made, and I could say, oh, really? I had enough of your crap. How about let's just go out into the woods and fight? How stupid was I? And the guy probably would have beat my ass anyways with his fists. But how stupid was I? I was, you know. And then because my godfather did work for this particular family, as well as other families, I got out of it. I got spared. And then what did I do 2 weeks later? I did the same thing again. And my godfather, God rest his soul, spared me grudgingly after a few smashes that he got in on me, and to wake me up and tell me, get out of there. Get out of there. You're not a made member, and you're trying to hustle some money up, but you can't follow those rules. You're not tough enough to join. So you can't, if you're not tough enough to join and be a made guy, then you can't roll as a regular civilian and think that you can talk a certain way to some of these guys. I went to card games. They talk shit to each other all night long, drinking, drunk, everything else. They disrespect each other all night long. But nobody outside of that, if you're not made into that fraternity, it's a whole different story. Even if you think that you're friendly and you go to the racetrack and you're gambling together and everything's fine, and geez, this might be my buddy, like my high school buddy. No. He'll change in a blink of an eye. So you have to follow those rules. And me, Unique Mecca, yeah, I talked some smack about him because of a certain thing about some music and everything. And you know what? Now I'm just leaving it alone. Whatever he does, it's not that important. I just wanted the original copies of some music that I invested some money in years ago. But as time goes on, it's not that important, Unique. I mean, you're doing your hustle. I was stupid enough to send you a donation and those demos. That's on me. I was stupid enough to support you. That's all. It's on me. I was stupid enough. And it ain't like street justice. Don't report you to YouTube. Don't make trouble. It's just, don't do that. If I was gonna do something, I'd do it face to face with you. But I'm beyond that. It's not that important. You're doing your thing. Of all the years I learned around being hustlers, I'm not going to be that critical on myself for doing something out of my heart, because that's how I was taught. He looked like an underdog out of prison. I try to help. That's all. Because I've been an underdog and somebody else reached out and helped me. So it's all good. But back to the moral codes, and they have them in prison, and it's just like in the Mafia, that in the Mafia, one family to another, for whatever violence they have over rackets and everything else that they have killed and have violence over, that's one thing. But Unique Mecca talking about the gang system, the gangs within a prison, secluded environment, and then how they handle their business. If somebody did something wrong, then like the blacks against the whites, like the Boston Irish and the Italian or whatever. But if you're outnumbered, like the whites and the Italians and the Irish are usually outnumbered because proportionally there's more blacks in these prisons, but they still have to make a stand. You still have to make a stand if you're outnumbered. you still have to throw right off the bat just to show no weakness. Just like when I was on the West Side and I was getting disrespected on the basketball court. You gotta go or move. Or if you don't go and throw down, even if you're gonna get stomped and they put the boots on you, you gotta accept it. You gotta take it. Or move. Or move. You're not gonna be walking around them blocks like what, nothing. No, they'll put a skirt on you and rob you and just terrorize you or do whatever. I seen them do it to other people. That they showed weakness right off the bat, and then it was no good. I had to tell them, move. I mean, those are the codes. Those are the codes. As long as you don't get killed, you take a few lumps. That's all. I ran that dude into the fence and started smashing him, but I knew those boots were coming, and there was nothing I can do about it. I knew the boots were coming, but I got a little more respect after that. And then after I started living there longer, everything calmed down a little bit, but you're not always safe. There's only so many Italian families. You're a lower demographic. And just like on the streets, and like Unique Mecca was saying, in prison, when they're dealing with, the Crips and Bloods, now, do they unite against the A.Bs, the Aryan Brothers, and other white gangs, like the Boston Irish? So it's a whole different dynamic. But if you show weakness right off the bat, it's no good. You better move. Because it won't only be in the streets. They'll be crawling through your window or kicking your door down, and you're just, whatever happens after that happens. And I tried to warn a couple guys that came on the West Side, and they were going to set up shop in a war zone, and they thought they were just badasses. See, they just think that if they're tough fighters, those are the rules of the game. No. These boys come in with masks and guns. So it's a whole different environment. So I just want to do a quick video. Thank you, folks, for subscribing and commenting. My ticker went up. I guess I'm not censored. And if Unique Mecca ever watches this, I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I might not have agreed about that, but I do wish you the best. You know what? We're 60 years old, 59, 60 years old. All that hype and violence and tough guy and all that, it's not impressive. It's not impressive. I'm not going to sit here and threaten you about all this and that or report you to you, all that. For what? For what? It ain't no good. I hope you rise up and fulfill your dreams. That's all. That's all. Get back to morals and spirituality, that conduct, not just prison code and mafia street code. No, that don't define us. My mother raised a better person than that. So that's why I come with this posture that, we were all the underdogs and we're trying to make it back. And I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to this day. So if you're happy out of prison after 30 years, rock and roll. But I just want to do this video to just show how important these codes of the mafia, and like Mecca said, and I know other prisoners, I knew other inmates say the same thing as Unique, but I just want to use his name. But and it's all about respect and morals. Even amongst animals, you still have to maintain that in that world. You have to maintain that posture. And, of course, things go sideways in prison and on the streets. And like the people I was running with in mafia families, and then just They couldn't follow the script. And why? Greed takes place. Human nature, just angry, violent people that don't want to follow the corporation, the family. They just, it's something that should be so simple. You got a big money-making enterprise, and you're benefiting financially, monetarily, so nice, and you can't follow simple rules because of our basic human behavior. We lean toward violence and greed and pride, and a lot of the 7 sins and from the Bible. You can connect all this behavior, which the Bible frowns upon. So that's it. I appreciate people coming in here. My ticker's gone up. And I don't have that frustration or anger toward Unique Mecca, because I kind of, when he's talking about the prison things, I can relate to like the prison gangs and all that. I can relate to what he was going through. I can relate when I was running around some of these organized crime families. It's relatable. And I knew what that stress was, Mecca. I knew what some of that fear might have been. I knew what that violence might have been. So I can relate to that message that he's saying. And I'm not trying to be MF him or anything. I was frustrated before, and I might have talked a little smack or anything, but that's not the spiritual way to go. Big deal. I was never going to make any money off of those, but I invested money on those demos, but it was never going to be profit. But those were like my little babies, though, those demos. And I wanted him to make some copies for his own head and send them back. And I gave him a donation. But then he never replied back. I talked shit, some smack on a video, and that's that. But he'll never watch this. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. There's no fear. I mean, there's no anger. There's no animosity. And I understand. I can relate to some of them things that he talks about, because a lot of the gangs and organized crime, Italian mafia stuff, were run by the same codes and morals and principles and conduct. So that's that, folks. I hope everybody's having a good day and enjoying your time. And I appreciate the new people that are coming in here. My ticker went up. I guess I'm not being censored anymore. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, new people that come in here. There's no big productions or lights and all of that kind of stuff. Just little old me, just trying to have a little fun with you guys, tell some stories, and that's it. Wherever it goes, it goes. But I'm blessed and I have fun. And, I don't have an introduction. I'm like, am I on? Am I on? Oh, that's me. That's the nature of my channel, the No channel, the No Joe channel. So I want to just say I can relate to the gangs and how their thinking process with their members, along with the mafia, and how you can compare and contrast and see how relatable some of those stories are that some of those prison channels personalities talk about. So, the best thing to do, don't join. Don't join the mob. Don't join the gangs. That's the best thing to do. Go get educated. Go get a job. The strong guy, the tough guy, that's the tough guy. Don't buy all that fool's gold and do 36 years in prison like poor Mecca. I mean, what are you going to do? That's the way it is. Or Bunky Pound or whatever he is. He's got a good channel. These guys did decades. No. Be smart. Go to college. Work. Support your family. That's the tough guy. That's the tough guy. It's easy hustling, 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 breaking the law. It's so easy. It's easy to do those hustles, but it's harder to do that time. Easy money, hard time. So I bailed out because I knew I had to bail out of that environment. I had to, and I was well educated from the university and honor roll, dean's list. I was educated, but little by little, I got reeled in because of what? Money and greed. I didn't need that. I could have had an office job for $75,000 a year. I'm running around like a maniac with these dangerous freaking crime families. No good. No good. So I got a little distracted. But I'll leave it at that, folks. I keep going on. I keep rambling on. But for the new people that come in here, thank you. My ticker's been going up, and I don't have the lighting and the big computer graphics and all of that kind of stuff. You know, it's overkill. If you like me, you like me. Hit the like button. I got a book somewhere. There's a link in there. Buy it. If you like me, I wrote a book, autobiography. It's somewhere, but I feel like I'm begging. But they tell me you got to beg on here too. You got to beg, or just inform you. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Buy the book, They Dead Miss. The link is in there for AmazonBooks.com. Be the best book you ever read. And that's not being biased. I can write. Believe me, I can write like anybody. All right. I'm not a Guido. Oh, did you go whack him? Oh, gosh, Guido. No. I'm not a Guido knucklehead. No. All right. No offense to the Guidos out there. Because I know a couple. All right. We like to have a little fun here. All right. I hope it's fun. So thanks a lot, folks. It ain't partly cloudy. It's partly sunny. All right. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your day. It's not all blood and violence and all that. You live your life in prosperity and do the best you can. That's the strong guy. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. God bless you all. Thank you for your support also.